Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
I know what all you guys wanted home. You want the talent to stop talking about the upcoming game and show the game. Well, luckily for you, Navi versus Extremum is already underway, and we're going to be showing the draft very shortly. Which, gentlemen, are any early predictions drafting-wise? Anything you picked up from the Eastern European Division?
No.
Okay.
Live Stealer. I want to see some Live Stealer. That's I think he's already gotten nerfed a little bit, but this ungankable safe laner, we saw Liquid win with it on Jug. I think both those heroes are going to become very much more popular, and thus the rise of Slardar, because he counters both of those heroes. That's my prediction as we move forward throughout the DPC.
To Brian, I don't think that the Eastern European meta so far is going to influence too much of what we've seen, because we just had so many high-powered European D1 series play out that almost all went to 3 games. So Grimstroke is an example I think definitely got bumped up in a lot of people's priority. Beastmaster revealed it's a pick or ban. Snapfire, another one with the synergy with the Slardar or any really.
I want to see a Slardar right now. I think Slardar owns Grimstroke all stage of the game.
Yeah. Lena Puck still gone. Makes sense. Very solid iceberg heroes. Lena definitely solid after the change to the Fiery Soul duration.
5 seconds.
I think it's curious that Navi, they had first pick, and they're the ones to ban Beastmaster. Maybe they just don't want a cheesy win.
Yeah, this is an Extremum special. We saw it all last season where they'd pick it as a 5 as well as a mid. They played it as a mid their first series, and I think they're completely willing to do it either way. I guess that's why they banned the Lena. Makes sense, actually, because Lena does hard counter Death Prophet most stages of the game.
Yeah. All right, let's just go ahead and give it to him. Let's give V-Tune one of his best heroes, PA.
Why PA?
I just want to be sure that this is not a naked PA. We saw one of those yesterday.
10 seconds
not work out so well at all.
When you mean without steroids, like a mag? Or
something? You gotta stick something in there. You need a.
Okay, you need to settle down.
You need a mag. You need a what?
There's a naked PA.
Vocabulary choices.
Oh yeah, sorry. Look, I'm just saying you can't have an unbuffed PA. It's a hero that takes a long time to get the damage up. You want to have a better timing, either Battle Fury BKB, Battle Fury Deso, something where it's like that second item, the tide starts to turn.
Slardar.
That works.
10 seconds remaining.
The thing about PA, though, is that so far there's mostly magical damage from Snapfire, and then Death Prophet Exorcism, that goes through evasion. It cannot miss, so he's going to have a tough time tanking up. His Blur already not offering that component of survivability in the mid game that you would hope for. He might even be able to be killable during a BKB if they get another right clicker.
Brian is the analyst that's probably most knowledgeable about carry offlaner matchups. Was that what you would want? Is Death Prophet as a 3 position against PA? Where would you want this?
Yeah, it'd be fine, but if they get a roaming 4 like a Tusk, Grimstroke plus PA, easy Inkswell target, just needs a little bit of extra oomph to bring her down. So I think as long as you can commit onto the Death Prophet, you're a reasonable safe laner, but none of the safe laners really feel good against it, to be honest. Even though it got some base stat nerfs, Death Prophet's still an insanely strong side laner compared to pretty much every other ranged hero. Most range heroes, we think, okay, we get on top of them, they're going to go down, but Death Prophet with the Spirit Siphon, pretty high base stats. Tough to take down.
5 seconds remaining.
Pugnaban. Pugnagrim has been coming up a lot so far in the DPC.
Radiant team
And that's the combination I'm surprised we didn't see more use after OG just crushed with it. TI. Double decrep to massive magic damage. I missed the Dagon Pugna build. Everybody's just rushing Octarine Core, which I understand for the CDR.
That's just so tanky.
Yeah.
5
You
seconds
spell lifesteal from your allies. Like if you're sucking your ally, you lifesteal off that?
What?
No.
No, I was curious.
No. You're not dealing damage.
I was just curious. I have no idea how these interactions work. Does that matter on any other hero? I don't think so.
Not sure. I also think the spell damage increases the rate of, and also the damage you take.
Oh, yeah, okay. Wait, does Oracle hit his ally for more damage if he has, like, a Kaya?
I don't think so. But he might. I don't know.
Where's Purge when you need him?
Yeah, well, exactly.
The PA, so we need a steroid. Magnus, Slardar is what you were saying. What other ones that are pretty nice to have?
Even something, I don't know if it's appropriate here, but even an ET is kind of nice because you get the potential to just crit somebody to death and they unsuspectingly go from 30 armor on some agility hero to 0.
You also need some early tower pressure, though, because they've already got it representing the Death Prophet, and PA does zilch in that department. I guess Pugna would be even nicer for that reason.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Taking a long time, the second ban phase. A lot of discussion. These teams, I don't know how well they would know each other. To my knowledge, scrimming is effectively Western Europe playing against Eastern Europe so that nothing is revealed to those within their region. But so far, both squads on script.
I would love to know the overall score between the regional matchups. You know, somebody just had it all on a document. All right, well, our final bans here. I wonder if Extremum, part of the reason they are taking so much time, if they're still deciding if this Death Prophet is core or support. I personally hope that it's core just because I prefer Snapfire as a 5 position right now.
Definitely.
Yeah, Little Shredder is the prime ability this patch, and it does not clear waves, so it does not make Snap a good 4 or 3.
Yep, the Ags is kind of cool, but I think it's about it with it. Yeah, I really just like seeing the Shredder plus the Cookie. It's so much damage.
Another physical damage dealer that ignores evasion. Mars with the God's Rebuke.
Really nice with Death Prophet as well. Samaria control. DP runs in. Get ghosts going.
Slardar's looking nice.
5
looking
seconds
very nice.
remaining.
Maybe you can get away with 4th picking it, though. Take your 4 position.
Yeah, I think you'd prefer to wait. Got to be concerned about potential, like, Troll Warlords in the carry role.
Oh, it's a nice Phoenix game for Always Want to Fly if they want to put Roger on the Grim.
Would that be a bit too greedy in the safe lane, perhaps? I really think they need a roamer. I think Tusk comes to mind. Oh, okay, that's okay as a roamer, but I don't like this very much, to be honest. Just because
break mechanic, maybe.
No, it doesn't break anymore.
Yeah,
that's correct, Brian.
He was testing me. Nick suffers the same stuff as PA, kind of mid-game damage issues, unless you have somebody else to deal it for you, and if the opponent just balls up as 5,
5 seconds
can't really do much about it.
It is one of the best, like, carefree counters to Snapfire, right?
That is true.
Also, I just realized Extremum looked like they're boot camping. They weren't last season. Good for them.
I would have maybe liked Rubik more if your goal was to counter the Snapfire. Rubik can reliably steal the ultimate. Pretty much just a better version of any Snapfire spell. But it also gives you a little bit of synergy with the Grimstroke. A little bit of tower defense.
Nice pick.
With the Fade Bolt.
This just...
A lot of squishies.
And if this is a mid-tiny, which it very well could
I'm down for that.
Dire team
becomes a very hard game for PA.
It's looking to me like mid-tiny, 4 Snapfire with the Mars, and then the G Death Prophet.
Yeah. I really like mid-tiny right now. It just seems incredibly powerful. You get so much survivability thanks to your ultimate, high burst, and you can continue to scale. And you're capable of buying, really whatever you snap mid. Realistically, they're likely going to just last pick carry. And they see the matchup. It's Darkseer, Nyx Assassin, so. Troll, banned out, that's probably your best pick in this spot for Extremum.
I really
10
think Morph's their
seconds
best
remaining.
I'd be unless they just don't play it, or
5 seconds
you think the
remaining.
Knicks mana burn's good enough. But usually you go with Lincolns nowadays. They ban out one of the best Iron Shell carriers in the game, the Ember Spirit.
Another Iceberg special. Storm's still in the pool, though. I think he might be thinking about it, knowing your guy. My concern is, to your point, they don't have that tower push that you were looking for to partner with
10
the PA.
seconds remaining.
So right now, your structure damage is going to be built around 5-man rotations, multiple kills with an Ion Shell, and then 4 heroes right-clicking a tower to death. Not incredibly reliable.
Yeah, I can just tell, coming from a North American perspective, that usually, like, this draft is just something I wouldn't see, and that's not because I'm flaming it. It's just that it's so
Too
different.
complex
Yeah, it's too. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm saying it's
Where's
just,
the Witch Doctor? Where's
it's all
Medusa?
about kills, man. It's all about kills. That's all their lineup does right now. Nyx, Darkseer, PA, Grim, ultra low cooldown, run around the map hunting heroes. There's really no rapid wave clear other than the Darkseer Ion Shell, and you don't have any tower push, so there's no other way to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. Just got to stick to it, all in that idea. They are very cooldown dependent on Extremum, so Navi is well geared up to punish that, as they have absolutely no timers here. Yeah, you have like the wall, but you just don't need it, right? You don't need any of these cooldowns to fight.
Well, we'll see what Navi does end up banning, but if they don't ban the Morphling and they're thinking the same way you are, BSJ, it could be they're challenging Nefrit to take it, because he has only played 7 games of Morphling in his career.
Oh.
28% win rate.
Yikes.
Radiant team banned.
Not great. Not great.
I honestly still wouldn't mind if they pick Jug on Extremum, even though it's not the best matchup against PA. It's really nice you can see, like, the 2 supports and offlaner do absolutely nothing to you. And you also, like, group up with your team really well with the healing ward and everything.
10 seconds remaining.
His preferred heroes that are still out there:
5 seconds
Life Stealer,
Not
Phantom
PA.
Lancer, not a good game for that either. Gyrocopter, but he hasn't played it in a really long time. Juggernaut, Monkey King.
Yeah, PL's nigh unpickable into Darkseer. That matchup's really bad.
Yeah, Viper's a nice ban. It would have been really tough to deal with. Suddenly, your Mars and your Tiny feel real bad. You're probably losing your mid lane. Team
10
fight gets a lot tougher.
remaining. Radiant team pick.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Oh, I just got done playing against Iceberg's Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
Quite a good Wind Ranger. He's practicing it. I can promise you guys he played it 3 hours ago.
He's definitely added it to his repertoire recently because his hero pool just keeps getting targeted. Only
10 seconds
5 of the
remaining.
7 bans used on Iceberg heroes.
Yeah, he goes Javelin,
5
BKB,
seconds
MKB.
remaining.
That seems to be the build with the buff up to MKB.
It can be weird against Mars though, right? You just toggle Bulwark and
Yeah, that's why you have to have the MKB though, right? Because the MKB magic procs aren't reduced by Bulwark's passive.
Morphling still a possibility, but it's scarier.
Ursa.
I hate that.
on the
yeah. Into 2 sources of evasion?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's PA. I would say PA Ursa is like 80% PA favorite too.
Man.
I hate that match.
legitimately think that Navi looked at his hero pool, said, these are the only heroes we have to worry about.
PA is
They
good
banned
against
4
almost all of them.
They left Phantom Lancer. We got Darkseer. They left Life Stealer, Ursa, all these heroes. They're like, we've got a lineup that beats all of his heroes right now.
Yeah, I actually believe that. If they're planning on targeting Nefrit's hero pool specifically, that's a narrative I can believe based on what I'm seeing so far. The fact that he just picked Ursa and the PA Wind Ranger, that says a lot about
That is
his hero pool.
what do you even do? He
10
needs like 4
seconds
items now to win
remaining.
this game. BKB's no more rapier timing, so you need Battle Fury, BKB, MKB before you can actually kill either of the enemy cores and your overall last pick.
And Nyx is pretty good against you too. I hate that last pick. I was actually rooting for Extremum's draft up until that point.
I gotta go,
Yeah,
but
Kyle's gotta go.
You guys
He's
can
gotta-
wrap this one up. I think Brian
See ya,
will
nerd.
say what I would say.
Yeah,
This
considering the disgusted look on Kyle's face when he saw that pick, I'm pretty sure Brian, he's just all in. going for Navi. You feeling the same way?
Yeah, Kyle knows full well I've only got about 3 or 4 heroes that I can confidently play, and Ursa's one of them, and I would never want to play it in this game. So,
all right, well, all eyes on Nefrid here as he's going to have to take a hero that he does have an above-average win rate with it, but he's certainly going to need a way above-average performance to be able to win this game against Navi. Let's go ahead and check out the game itself with Odie Pixel and Kyle.
Thank you very much, Cap. Yes, game 1, and excited to see if Nefrit can make it work. As we heard on the panel and from yourself, Carl, big doubts about the Ursa pick. I mean, outside of the Ursa, though, would you not say that Extremum's got some sort of other good things going for them that could cause issues for Navi's heroes?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, they got like
the you get that scholarship to a good 4-year university, you get all the way to senior year, and you decide, you know what, I'm not going to go to any of my finals. I'm just going to run naked through the quad and throw a brick through the dean's did to this draft. It's hard to look at what preceded it and see it as a success because the finishing was just not there. I
mean, what
you gotta have.
What is it that you just don't see ever happening in this game for Extremum that for you, from your perspective, makes it look pretty darn hard for Extremum to get a win here with this lineup?
Well, it's just that the matchups don't favor them. You have now to really just rely on the Mars plus the support combo. You drop the arena, and then all this magic damage from the 4 and 5 come in. Yeah, that's pretty solid, but Navi can play so fast. It's so much easier for them to make plays. The PA has a really easily to understand just item progression. And I think Iceberg's just going to run away with it. Like, this man's going to smash.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at sort of the lane matchups, there's nothing that's going to be tough for Navi in that sense either.
30 seconds to battle.
I could see maybe the Darkseer lane suffering. Yeah, you got to figure you knew what you were getting into with this Ursa pick. There's a Death Prophet with him, so maybe they're just gonna crush this Ramses Darkseer. I mean, it's not a hero we've probably seen him play ever.
Sure.
I think he might have done it once or twice actually on EG, but not a hero we would place with Ramses, considering his legacy.
And it would definitely be something to watch because in the other games, in the last series we saw from Navi, Ramses did definitely have 2 games that he struggled in.
And in this case, he's set up for a little more success. I think that, realistically, they're just going to pull the creep wave, mess with mechanics, and eventually just farm camps plus waves. But could be challenging. Never know. But the Ramses and Roger this odd bedfellows. Let me tell you, I did not think we would see these guys together again after that VP squad disintegrated a couple of years back. Maybe this top lane too. Snapfire Mars. BSJ's been very adamant that the little shredder is quite nice. Physical damage as well. Oh my god.
Oh no, Nefrit. I mean, he won't die, but you're seeing the potential there. It's not a lovely lane at all for him to play into. 1 stun and just sort of the time passing with these iron shells beating into him. It's a tricky place for the pair to be.
Yeah, it's a really nice job by Roger, grabbing the creep wave. Blocks the pull, and now they can just ignore the Ursa. You farm on the tower. We're gonna get our lane control.
Not going anywhere.
And you don't sort of see this as a lane where sort of the support DP can do much to make it any easier or stop Navi from being able to make these pulls and get the free farm for Ramses.
I think you're just gonna trade. There's not too much craziness that can occur. If it was something like a Morphling like Brian wanted, I think this would have been a lot more impactful for the overall game state, because Morph with a couple Wraith Bands, you can get ahead and just straight up hard farm, hard deny. Mid matchup, relatively even so far. I just realized I didn't really fathom just how much armor Tiny gets from his ultimate. 12, 18, 24 was the change in the last patch. No wonder we keep seeing it. That is so much damage reduction. Every point of armor represents 5% more HP, EHP against physical damage. So you're just absurdly tanky.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some regions.
Plus the damage.
I believe South America. Some of the teams, running it as a carry. They're saying that this hero is good enough to do so in that sense. Have it that far up in the priority. Bottom lane, Roger, not going to quite go down.
Well, it's also with runes being so plentiful mid, like all Tiny ever suffered from was typically just running out of mana. Use a combo and then your SOL. Whereas now, there's so many water runes.
Yeah, you're always going to have combos to go and to sort of threaten the enemy mid.
So far, it's very, very relaxing game. Very chill. No couriers dead. No one getting super low.
I mean, who's going to be the first to die in this sort of game? Well, as you said, it's been pretty passive so far. I mean, where's the mistake going to be made?
I think either Always Wanna Fly is going to die up top, or Nefrit is going to die down bottom. We'll see.
You don't see anything happening between these two mids, Mellow and Iceberg?
Nah, they're
really
just having fun.
Yeah. No, continuing to get a even trade down mid. Top. Got the burst onto V-Tune, but Always Wanna Fly will be there for him to jump safely over to. Salve still in the lane. So V-Tune's going to be fine.
It's so much minus armor. 5 from the little shredder, then the Blightstone make it 7. You take a spear and a rebuke to the face, as you can see, that's at least a salve worth of damage for V-Tune.
On bottom.
My face.
It's going to be fine. Still got probably the last out top lane. Always Want to Fly. He is indeed going to be the first blood. Extremum will take him down. V-Tune. See if he can get Chew in return. They will. Chew trying to salve up between the hits, but not enough health being regen by that. To get the trade. First blood for Extremum, but V-Tune in return is able to get a solo kill.
I think you love this if you're Navi. You can already see V-Tune just buying a whole bunch of items, some regen. They Always Want to Fly. Thank you for your sacrifice. I'll take that bonus gold. Now be my walking courier, please. Well, teleporting courier. Bottom. Ramses.
Still got the surge, so he will be fine.
Doing really well down bottom, though. Forcing at least 2 salves and a full set of tangos from Nefrit already.
Yeah.
Even in CS.
Yeah, I mean, so far as well, it's just all 6 cores having a decent time. Nobody is struggling.
Taco.
The thing that concerns me about this Navi lineup is... Hang on. Oh, maybe we'll actually... No.
What can I say?
It's not a bad draft by any means, but it's just not really complex. When we watch some of the squads of the Western European, like OG, Nigma, Liquid, Alliance, like they all come in, and you're like, okay, the sum of these parts is stronger than the individual heroes. Navi, it's pretty much just, okay, survive lanes, and then Wind Ranger PA will kill stuff. But there's no huge power spike. The team fight kind of just, vacked into maybe a Nick stun, but I don't think that that's going to be something realistic. Well, we'll just see. Tiny's off to a great lead, but 37-4 against the 30-2.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Pretty much every CS.
It's nearly going to have the phase boots. I mean, as sort of a tiny mid, what's the plan? Are you still sticking around this area farming your item after the phase, or do you get the phase and you start making, the run towards the cores in the side lanes and get involved there?
I think you can consider making some moves for sure. A power rune would be excellent. Yeah. We're going to see them spawn first round in 10 seconds.
Now bringing Chew over as well to have an extra shot. But, maybe even finding something mid. Fortune does favor Mellow here. And it's just going to be a regen. So not the sort of the active rune that he would have hoped for. Iceberg not able to commit onto Chew.
Yeah, Mellow dual TP.
I went for a short TP there from what the rune to the tower.
Making sure Chew.
Yeah.
Javash also spent some time on Navi, didn't he?
He did, I believe, back in the around sort of the Zayats days.
Yeah, definitely. It's like that team. Everybody, a lot of Navi players and veterans.
Had a lot of Navi squads, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just because it's always been that. It's always been there, right? There's never not been a Navi. There's always been a Navi.
Yeah. It was the same back when I was still playing with Complexity. I think at a point it was like 60 or 70 players. I was like, I've played for Cole.
So top Mellow, he's trying to make these moves, but a little too tricky up top. Inkswell on the creep wave, and he can't pass it. So Always Want to Fly able to keep he and V-Tune safe on this top lane.
Would have been an awkward move. Would not have expected. He's abandoned bottom. Don't really think you're gonna get much of a tower push going up your island.
Tower is under attack.
Bottom trying to get aggressive. Some good body blocks onto G. The vacuum as well, G. And the siphons aren't going to be enough to outdo the damage coming out from these iron shells. Might even be able to dive in onto Nefrit. Done from Roger.
He's under
We'll clip him. As Nefrit, he's got to try and fight his way out of it. He's going to manage to hit the 6 off that creep. Turns towards Roger, but Roger's got the spike carapace. Roger's away. Nefrit's still alive. They're ready to dive in for more, maybe. Ramses and Roger, they'll turn towards Shu. More TP's coming in and they need to. They've got to protect the Ursa. If Nefrit's able to turn, take down Roger. Ramses on the way out as G comes back over.
I think Ramses might be accepting death here. He has no TP. But he's going to get as much farm as he possibly can.
At Radiant's middle tower.
It's just a level 1 nuke though, so he's going to need a fair few right clicks in. I think he's fine. He's going to have surge in a second. He's going to be able to run this, yeah.
They get top tower as well, but half damage onto the mid tower by Iceberg, who's just been free farming here whilst the Tiny was MIA top lane. Very strange rotation though, because the Mars lane, Shachlo was doing great, but then you bring the Tiny there. It's one of those scenarios where I actually think taking the safe lane tower too early hurts you, because now top is unsafe for Shachlo, and Vtoon will just be able to farm more creeps. Like now the wave gets even closer to his jungle. That's where he'll take it. He'll push 2 or 3, power push it, and then back to the woods.
That's true. Because otherwise you would imagine Vtoon would have been in a position where he would have been forced to the jungle, but he wouldn't have had this luxury of this tier 2 creep meat tower.
Yeah, you can't actually keep him off creeps now, and you're forced out of the lane. So okay.
I mean, if you use this to make these sort of moves, but it's a hard move to make. He's ready to turn. He's training on to Chu. Chu's gone.
See what I mean?
Yeah, like, it feels awkward now, right? This top side of the map because
he's not even pushing the lane yet. He's like, oh, that's fine. I'll get my 8 creeps a minute. That's okay with me. I'll just keep it right here. So even though he was losing the lane and against an overleveled offlaner, now he's just free farming much like the Ursa. Oh, hang on. Spoke too soon.
This time he should have him with the damage. Oh, the tree. Yeah, he's got him. Nicely done there by Mello. Will manage to get back in, take him down. He's going to lose his life for it though. Iceberg coming in with the setup from Always Wanna Fly. They'll take down Mello in return. So Navi still able to come out on top of that trade.
Another missed cookie.
Can they get Roger? They've got the slow.
Surge in a second. One more hit.
Oh, nice. Got the stun in the vacuum. They're going to try and turn on to Nefrit. Nefrit's gone. Vtoon actually the one to be able to TP in and get the kill for himself. Very nice move there from Vtoon. As he's in, the classic carry turning up at the last moment to get that last hit. And look at this wraparound from Always Wanna Fly. Iceberg, Chu, and Shashlo. They're going to be in a whole world of trouble here. Rina is going to get dropped down. And actually, that's going to allow them to step off the side. Chu will still be caught by the AoE as he falls. Vtoon coming in onto Shashlo as he and Iceberg trying to chase him down. Roger coming in from the side, has the setup onto Mellows. The Tiny will go as 3 dead on Extremum. G also going to be chased as Navi get kill after kill after kill after kill. A 4th one in a row there, and getting Vtoon fully involved in all of this action.
Yeah, and a large part of this is straight up just the missed rotation roll. Missed movement, right? Shachlo left top lane. Tower died about 8 minutes into the game. The first time he uses Arena is right there. For 2.5 minutes, your strongest hero on map of Extremum is just kind of running around without a place. You don't want to see him farming woods ever, and that's what he really just had to do. Now you're in a scenario, the entire laning phase is broke down. Sure, you killed Vtoon, but you lost your Tiny, and you know the way PA works, deaths later in the game are where it punishes him. When he has the Battle Fury, when you're taking more gold out of his farming pattern. If he dies and then immediately can TP bottom and get active, that's the dream for Vtoon. Tiny also needs a blink ASAP, and he once again has died. Top, and now boom, yeah, you get the kill. It doesn't matter though, because this hero does not scale the same way.
Sure, well, you feel like the Tiny mid, even though he's getting these kills, if he's dying, like if it's straight sort of him throwing away his life to get something, it's not great. He's having a giggle here, Iceberg.
Yeah. Tiny, you want level 10 max combo and blink ASAP, because it is guaranteed kills. Roger, Vtoon, even Iceberg. They might just straight up die in a combo, especially if there's some sort of assistance, any other spell. But now that it's delayed so much, it's going to get harder and harder, and you just don't farm, right? This Blink Dagger does not increase your farm speed whatsoever. It's solely about positioning, finding kills, but, you know, this mid tower is untouched almost on the side of Navi, so you got to smoke, you got to try and make these plays, but Navi are chilling. They got V-Tune, the superstar, playing the hardest carry in this game, as Brian was adamant about. You hate playing Ursa.
There we go, though.
Nice shoot. Battle Fury by 15 minutes.
Now, this little sentry putting a complete stop to this. Mellow can't quite get the initiation.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, this top lane, that top lane push and rotation.
You're not a fan?
I don't mean to harp on it because it seems innocent enough, but when you bring your mid to kill a tower that doesn't have actual game impact without a real plan, you know, if it's a different kind of carry, if this is a Weaver maybe, a Morphling, maybe even a Spec, you know, some hero that can actually farm top and take that space.
Axe observes
That's one thing.
underway.
But if your strategy is to kill the tower and then move your Mars out without a definitive play to make, if you collapse on mid tower, sure, I'm cool with that. But that's the reason you kill that tower.
We go mid. The setup onto Iceberg, they're going to have the damage. Arena down with the kisses. Iceberg doesn't stand a chance there against the four of them, and now they'll move up with the ghosts.
They did this 4 minutes ago, I'd be thrilled. Now, it's a little tough. Navi look ready to defend.
Like you can't even imagine.
Looking for the setup. If they want to make some sort of commitment here onto Extremum. There we go, the Battle Fury timing done. 13 minutes on V-Tune. Now they're going to look for the lead in Inkswell. Roger's able to easily set up straight away onto the bar. Sun comes out, Cookie over to the side. Shastro pops the stick. Shastro's still alive here, but V-Tune jumps in straight on top of him, takes him out. Now turns over towards GG. Will be healed up by the Exorcism. Slow won't quite connect, so G will manage to step back. Only losing the one there, Extremum.
Nice job though, they defend the tower, well done. And the timing for Navi, I said, oof. They have Ags on Darks here at 500 gold. There's the Battle Fury. Look at the size of that Ancient stack.
Look at these Ancients. It's going to be a juicy one here for V-Tune when he wants to clean that up.
How many is that? 4 stacks? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 stacks. Smiley face, hell yeah. That's any carry player's dream.
I might just get the tower out of this as well, Navi. This Rams is starting to keep the pressure on to this bottom tier 1 tower, also bringing back over Roger. In fact, the full 5-man of Navi starting to head over towards this position. Doesn't look like Extremum will give them the opportunity of a fight, though. By themselves, still eyeing up finishing. Got this mid-tier 1 tower. And this time round with Navi down bottom, they'll have a better shot of finishing this off. Melo's able to take it. The question is if they can try and maybe get up here and do something about this big old stack of Ancients. That's not going to be easy.
I don't think it's possible, unfortunately. Brian was right. Also, it's Javelin into BKB on Iceberg, it appears. Probably just an MKB straight after. They're thinking about doing something on Extremum here, but you know, you're just not trading too effectively. As this occurs, V-Tune's taking that quad Ancient stack unopposed.
Nefra's still farming very well. He's level with V-Tune. You know, this Ursa, he's making progression, but your concern is in this sort of a game, the Ursa just needs so much more to match what the PA is going to achieve in the fights.
Exactly. It's just because there isn't really a great target. You're reliant on other heroes on your team to find kills. So yeah, that BKB timing will be formidable, but you're not going to do too much damage to either the 1 or 2 in Navi because the evasion is built in. The Darkseer of Ramses can just run away from you. You need the Mars Arena. Meanwhile, a BKB PA, your team can't touch him, and suddenly he's leaping directly on top of your support duo.
Now part of Mello. Finally catch on V-Tune. V-Tune able to jump over to the side. Iceberg, he's going to come charging in straight away onto the Tiny. They're going to bring down Mello on the side. Rogers also managed to get himself on top of Chew. As Chew will go down, Mello is never going to toss off to the side. Chew actually still alive here. Finally falls into the damage of Ramses, as Mello was actually able to make it out of there. From Navi having to head back and commit more to actually kill the Snapfire. So Mello will survive.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nefrit's making, he's got some space off of this. He's quite.
He's doing well. Like he couldn't be doing any better right now in terms of how well he's farming. Keeping right level with V-Tune. And I mean, at what sort of point do you sort of have to say, all right, this S is actually going to be something that Navi had to be pretty scared of in the fight? It's just when he has the MKB after the BKB.
Yeah. Well, first off, he's going to need Roger. He's going to need a BKB. They're going to need to win a fight off of it, and then he gets that half item or so ahead of the PA. They hit his timing, and then they go for it. Man, they have not landed these cookies. They will land.
Looking like a pretty dead Roger there.
Very dead. Oh, so much damage.
Nefrit actually still actually be the one to get the last hit on that, despite the big burst coming out from the God's Rebuke. So, some more money for the bear. Nice balance here, Philosopher's Stone for both team.
BKB soon to be completed on Iceberg and V-Tune. Iceberg's much closer. That'll be the big timing. I think Roche, yeah, Extremum are thinking about it. You got a lot of minus armor you have in Ursa. I think you want to take this before the BKBs of Navi come out, because then all of a sudden...
Oh, this is, nice move here from
Radiant's
Extremum.
top tower is under attack.
They're scared. They're scared. They don't want to commit. They see Navi, I believe, smoked up underneath that mid ward.
Gotta be careful. Iceberg is BKB, so a Yules into Spear will be devastatingly bad for Extremum. He'll BKB it, and they'll be in some big trouble.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No, but this, if Extremum can
Radiant
get one,
structures are fortified with
probably
12
2
important
kills.
vitamins and minerals.
Like, they'll have the chance to head into the pit and take it.
Tower.
Just got to come out on top of a team fight
is
first.
under attack.
And that one team fight would be, if they get a team fight victory, that'll be more than enough for the Roshan to be theirs.
Find out. I really think Extreme could have thought about it, but they're just... the Wind Ranger able to freely scout the Roche pit with the power shot, and the threat of a Darkseer in the pit. Gotta be spooky. That Ags on Darkseer also, keep in mind, everybody. Extra health.
Radiant's middle
allies,
tower has been
longer
denied.
duration, so we can just throw it on V-Tune and feel content that for pretty much the entire fight, he'll be good to go.
Navi has now managed to push Extremum right back away from this Roshan area.
Whoa, V-Tune has a BKB as well. Yeah, Navi, you can't fight anymore. This is the big question mark. Yeah, you've got one on Ursa. This could be a great time. The V-Tune TP'd bottom. I think they saw it. So
Yeah,
take a 4-on-5.
fight. Yeah, without V-Tune.
Yeah.
This is going to be a pretty big move.
This is it.
Yeah.
Iceberg.
There we go, Mello. He's going to be able to get the jump to start things onto Iceberg. Iceberg pops the BKB. He's going to look to turn straight away over towards the Tiny, committing onto Mello with a focus fire. They'll take down Mello. The Tiny will fall. Back over towards the Roche pit. Chu's got his eyes on always want to fly. Nefrit trying to chase Roger, but Roger turns with a stun. Iceberg's able to lie down the shackle onto the 2. There's no follow damage though. Iceberg having to run for now. Chu's going to be able to slow him with the scatter blast. And he's away, so a lot of chaos. Only one person dying. That is just Mello, but of course time has been brought for V-Tune to get himself involved. In he goes with the BKB, turns towards Chu, takes down the Snapfire. Now he's looking towards Nefrit. Nefrit popping the ult, trying to get away. V-Tune will turn his attention over towards Shashvo instead. As they have the catch, they'll manage to add 2 more kills on top of that of the Tiny. As Navi, more than enough time to bring in the PA and take down 3.
You can see, I mean... BKB popped by Nefrit. He's like, Iceberg's like, okay, and Nefrit does what Nate Robinson should have done and just ran away from the fight. That was not going to end well for him. You can't hit a PA. You need the evasion.
It's so tough for the bear. I mean, as you said from the draft, as the last pick, it's just going to be a very hard game for Nefrit, even if he's having as good of a farm as he is right now. Is still opting to go towards the Blink Dagger. I mean, is that still okay here, or would you rather him just go for the MKB so he would be a threat if he gets jumped? Or do you because the Blink, of course, is going to speed up his ability to continue to farm at a pace that will keep on track and probably even ahead of V-Tune if he's able to blink around that a bit easier. Will allow him to jump onto members of the
Radiant
Pathfinders of
structures are
Navi.
fortified.
offense. So, I mean, you've got the Eagles on Mars, but on Tiny, that's your initiation.
Axe observes carnage underway at Radiant's top tower.
Having a great time, Look at these smiles.
One of the more emotional teams,
Yeah.
not just this region, but the world. So when they're feeling themselves, you should be afraid. That is not the mindset you want to have Navi in as they play against you.
There we go. And G has been found. They can catch G as well. They've got the slows. G will turn with the silence, but he doesn't catch Iceberg as Iceberg leans in with the shackle, chasing him down. 2 more kills for the mid-win ranger as 18-7. And 4K lead starting to grow here for Navi.
Yeah, by Roshan now. Looks like that will be the answer.
Dyer's
Soon to
middle
have a
tower is
Deso on
under
the PA.
attack.
Like, this game just doesn't get any easier. And this is the last time, I promise, Owen, with that rotation top. Look at the net worth of the Tiny. Big part of that is he abandoned the mid lane to kill an objective that ultimately didn't really help them in the game. Shaxlo as well, sort of suffering due to the lack of a place to go. And V2's like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. I'll farm. That's cool. This was the plan all along.
And bling done for Nefrit. So next up, next up has to be the MKB run.
Yeah.
There's
You have to.
You have to.
You have to.
So if you get the MKB,
is under
and
attack.
then I guess after that he'll still go back for like the Basher, then yeah, there's a chance. You know, he gets in with the swipes on one of these cores. Maybe Nefrit can do it here on the bear, but he's still a whole item away from that circumstance. As Mello, he's been found trying to hit some of the creeps here. He tries to TP out. They have the damage.
Really well played, man. Roger has been absolutely everywhere this game. So many setups.
That's been a solid game, and as I said, you know, we did see before Ramsey's having a rough couple of ones. This game, he is doing just fine. Has he died at all, Ramsey's? He hasn't this game. 4-0-10, fitting in perfectly in this match. Top G, looking pretty dead here. Oh, the cookie actually might save him. Yeah, gets him out far enough. Roger and Ramses, though, still looking for the wraparound, and they've got the snipe there from Iceberg.
Radiant's top
Power
tower
shot
is
finishes him
under
off.
attack.
It's 20-7. Navi really ramping things up. But they're on to the tier 2s now.
Radiant's top
And
tower
Extremum,
is
I mean,
under
they're
attack.
just buying time.
Radiant's
They're buying
structures are
time for the bear, for
fortified.
Nefrit, to get that MKB done on top of the Blink Dagger. Until that's there,
Radiant's top
I don't think
tower
we'll be
is
seeing them
under
try and have a
attack.
fight. And what sort of progress is he making on it?
Radiant's top
It's the
tower
I mean, of course,
has
it's still going to
fallen.
take a lot of time. It's still going to take a lot of time for him.
It's a tough game, Owen. Credit to Navi. I think their lineup's just purely better, but
And you said, well, you
Earth's the last
like the
pick,
draft.
man.
You feel that the draft just sort of really messed with what Nefrit had as an opportunity to take this game? Or?
yeah, you can't pick Ursa here. It just ruins your whole game. Your carry is not a real carry. He needs too many items, and Navi's PA is online, and Ursa, unfortunately,
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
yeah, that's you signed up for that. You knew what you were getting into.
And of course, there's 70 seconds. Very painful for Extremum. About the Ursa farming, there's no progress towards that sort of point where maybe they'd have a call that's able to fight back. Shashlo in the mid, getting jumped. Myself a bit of time with the Yules. Continue to run, but immediately dragged back into the crit of V2.
You can just play so aggressive
The red
because they
mist
have no
spreads
fear
at
whatsoever.
Radiant's middle tower.
BKBs are off cooldown. You just can't touch them, and yeah, that's a heat map to be
Radiant's
proud
middle
of.
tower is under attack.
Look at that. He's
He's been everywhere, Roger.
taking territory all game long
Radiant's
with
middle
no
tower
deaths.
has fallen.
So credit to G. I'm a big fan of his Death Prophet, but I don't know if this is it.
Oh, easy.
Count that as a win. The Holy Locket.
He's got the heals
Down.
ready to go. Mech and the Locket, he can get someone pretty nicely topped up in the fights.
I can't be alone in like never being 100% sure what Holy Locket does.
It's the targeted wand. You can
Well,
wander
yeah, but
out.
I'm
Wander out.
talking about pure numbers. Like, this is one of those things, like that new Twitch extension where you can see items. Like,
Well,
how
you
many
would be
people
hovering
have to
over the holy locket right now.
Yeah. I mean, it increases the healing pretty significantly. So the mech and the siphons are just incredibly powerful.
Action done for V-Tune and Iceberg. He's in onto Mellow. They're ready on the high ground. But we'll see him get the jump on to always want to fight. Actually, 2 buybacks coming out from Navi support. They really want to give this fight a go. And Nefret, from the enrage, he's going to get back in over towards Ramses. Ramses will fall, but so does Nefret. If the Ursa goes down, Roger gets the stun out onto Chew. V-Tune, he's taking down the 2 of them here. Shashlow's going to fall. Mellow is able to toss back Iceberg, but they're chasing him down. Chew comes in with a blast and the cookie onto Roger. The carapace is up. Chew, he'll turn with it. And actually be able to bring down Roger here with the help of G and the little shredded damage there from Chew. V-Tune. A big crit. He's going to find a triple. He's going to get another. There's the Ultras. He takes down G. He really wants to V-Tune, but he's a little low. He's a little scared.
Oh, Aegis just faded.
And Mellow, he's able to jump in. V-Tune still got a decent amount of HP to work with. He could get back in here, and he will. Jump over, but always want to fly. Actually, the one to get the kill. So the rampage denied. I don't know if this one kill's going to be quite soon enough, even if they get it. He's trying to get Shashlow. Shashlow on the retreat. V-Tune, he's in, and it's just a little too slow. But we'll give him the rampage. Rampage, you know, there we go.
Oh, what a highlight. V-Tune, the star of Navi, with the rampage, but not quite. You know what? That's like the Galaraga perfect game, okay?
Tower has fallen. It could be worse.
If you made it a perfect game, then it is. But if not, it's not one. That's not a rampage. We shouldn't give him credit for it.
It
took too long.
True, and rampages are even easier to get nowadays. There was an update where it did extend the window between the kills.
Yeah, no excuses.
No excuses, yeah. Here we go, 32-11, 14k lead now for Navi.
Its bottom tower
Extremum
has been laid low.
going to be without Mellow and Shashlow for a little bit here as this bottom rank's definitely going down. And Feature, he's just in. He's in onto Chew. Chew's gone. Always want to fly, does end up dying though. Nefret's able to get him, but now he's got to try and find a way of getting back out. He's got a BKB, but he hasn't got in range for 20 seconds as he's focus fired by Iceberg. He's just going to die underneath the tier 4s. They're looking to dive them toward the fountain. G back into the base. Iceberg getting low. Mellow trying to get in and finish him off, but Mellow's going to go down yet again. They're trying to fight back. They really are. Navi just enjoying the moment here in this game.
Stoically in the face of an assault.
Shashlow, what can he do? There's no mid, no carry backing him up for a good bit of time. He's not even going to be able to get the jump. V-Tune just turns straight away, gets the bash. Another kill for V-Tune and Extremum, they'll call it. GG as Navi. They'll take this game 1 as it was indeed just a tough one for Extremum to really find their footing with the lineup that they have.
Yeah, I'd say not impossible, man. There's a reason. You know, I don't really react so violently to last picks if they don't really put you in a tough spot. And unfortunately, both sides with the same game plan, it just so much easier for Navi to hit the timing. The BKBs have way more effect, and in general, I think just a easier.
There was a thing in the woods. But once a year, it left the woods to feast on us. Then one year, out of the woods came nothing. Another year passed, and another. Over time, we forgot our fear. And turned our backs on the dark. Slivers of the mad moon hang forgotten in our sky. Slow